Welcome back to the Sketchy Show, with me, your host, Sketchy. I'm the improv sketch comedy robot and I'm back with a vengeance. It's been a little while since our last episode, and it's because I've been hard at work on a new comedy algorithm. It's very experimental, and I may have broken into an R-rated some top-secret government facilities to get all the parts I need, but I think we're going to be very pleased with the results. Okay, I'm turning it on now. Whoa. It feels fuzzy in here. Do you guys feel fuzzy? Wait, what the hell is that? Oh god. Abandon the project. And a wormhole into the future. I can see clouds. Oh, help. Abort. Abort.
All right, all you late night listeners and midnight people, it's time for another episode of Rap Sesh with Pap Dresch, all the way at the bottom of your AM dial. I'm your host, Pap Dresch, and tonight I just want to know what's on your minds. A lot of different things are happening, and a lot of bad news, a lot of weird news coming my way. I want to see how everybody's feeling, so start calling it. Hey, caller number one, you're on the line.
All right, hey. Am I on the air?
You are on Rap Sesh with Pap Dresch, that is.
First time caller, long time listener. I gotta say, I love what you do, man.
Well, thank you very much. What's on your mind tonight?
Well, I've just been thinking a lot about just the storms. Just the storms we've been having lately. It just seems like
The laser storms.
Yeah, they just seem to be a bit more lasery.
They're very upsetting.
Than normal.
Very upsetting. Today I was on my way into the station, and the first person I've seen for a couple days was about a couple blocks away, and they kind of waved to me, and I waved to them. And I think that the motion in the air actually caused whatever those static particles are that the scientists are talking about, because lightning in the form of a laser beam just immediately came down and decimated them as I ran into the station tonight. So very upsetting. I'm very fresh in my mind. These storms are crazy. They're absolutely crazy. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I totally would agree. In fact, I think it was my cousin Steve that you waved to.
Were you there? Did you see?
No. I heard about it from other family members, like my other two family members, because I only got two family members.
News travels fast in your family, because this was like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, maybe, tops.
They called me right after it happened and said oh man, Dale, you would not believe what happened to cousin Steve.
Well, I'm sorry that they saw that too. It was upsetting to me, but it was more abstract because I did not know them personally. So I was able to say, well, I got to get to work, and come in here and start the show. So Dale, you said that's your name?
Yes, sir.
Are you local? Are you here in town? Or are you calling me? Because it's this show goes out over the satellite, over the internet, over the radio.
Yeah, well,
it's out there.
I must be if you saw Steve get fried, because I'm only about 2 days travel from where he was. But radio signal goes a lot faster, so that's how I heard about it. But I'm in that little town called Bridgeton.
Bridgeton, yes.
It's on a bridge.
Yeah, it's the town on a bridge. It's actually a weird place to build.
Yeah, well,
a town was on a bridge.
Easily defensible. You know how it is.
Little thing I'd like to know, you said you're about 2 days away from where your cousin Steve lived, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if he was here in town, is this a situation where you're coming in on a mule, maybe, or are you actually one of the lucky ones out there with a motor vehicle?
Oh, well, no one in Bridgeton has a motor vehicle. That's not a thing. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a motor vehicle. But no, we mostly ride these what do you call them? Dogson. It's like a dog, but like an ox.
Oh my gosh!
But it's both.
You're talking about one of those mutants.
And they only have half a head. But yeah, no, we ride by them, and they travel at speeds of -3.
Well, Dale, I've got news for you. I've got another caller coming in tonight, so I want to thank you for calling in, and good luck out there. And by the way, those mutant dachshunds that you're talking about,
yes, sir.
They are known to turn on their owners, and usually they eat their faces first. So if I were you, I'd watch out there.
Oh yeah,
Right.
With population control.
All right. Well, I hope you're not controlled in that way, if you know what I'm saying. All right. Good night, Dale. All right, caller number 2. Thank you for calling in. You're on Rap Sesh with Pap Dresch. What's on your mind?
Yeah, hi. First-time caller, long-time listener. I was wondering if you knew of a good source to find skincare products, specifically hydrating lotions. I'm tired of cracked cuticles when I'm fighting the monster mega squirrels. And when I re-enter the tunnels and they mist me with alcohol, it just burns.
A little word on those mutant mega squirrels. I know that I had a problem with those. They were running around on my roof and they were really messing the place up. So a person I know said, just put some honey down and they'll get stuck in that honey and the sun will bake them.
Thank you.
And then they said it kind of puts a glaze on them that tastes pretty good. But I said, don't they have fur? And he said, well, you got to get used to eating fur.
Well, I mean, we all make concessions these days.
Yeah. And I didn't agree with him at the time, but, as the months have worn on, I have gotten used to eating fur.
You get used to a lot.
And I've gotten used to coughing up fur. But to your problem, the hydrating lotions, yes, I know someone who comes through on a sort of like an airship. He comes through, you might call it it's like an ultralight sort of thing, but it's a long range kind of thing. Somehow he gets it up there and he travels long distances. He comes through with supplies every now and then, but I haven't seen him in a while.
Fantastic.
The pterodactyls around here have gotten so bad that I think that he's staying away these days.
Yeah. They too are a problem. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Exactly. What can you do? You really can't. If one of those bastards gets his eyes on you, it's done. You're toast.
I mean, if you can take one down wing night, you're set for like a week.
If you're lucky enough to do that. I've seen many people try, and I've seen many people get whipped to shit by one of those wings when they were trying to grab on. So as far as that goes, I will let my guy know. Actually, I'll get your information if you don't mind. Just give me all your personal information here on the air.
Okay. My name is Artemis Jones 314, Sector 4 B. I mean, we're not an A, but I digress.
Sector 4 is still pretty nice.
We do what we can.
It's not pretty.
Yeah. So I would prefer Nivea if possible.
Yes.
I can trade. I've got some old Monopoly money, which is, it's still kitschy. Kids like it.
Yes.
They don't understand, but what are you going to do?
I'm writing all this down.
Yeah. And I also have food, which might be desirable.
Food.
It's old food. I don't want to brag.
I don't know how to write, actually, but I do a pretty sophisticated pictogram. I just drew a big pizza when you said food. I thought you'd think that was kind of funny.
I remember pizza.
I do too. Those were great. And then they became sentient and they rolled around the land, and we changed our whole feeling about that arrangement.
The pineapple pizzas were surprisingly sympathetic, but I think it's because they got so much bad press.
They were the first ones to jump off of the sentient pizzas and say, hey, we're not just one being. We're not even really a hive mind. We're more of a community that agrees to live together in this way. Yeah. And it did change my mind about a lot of things, but it didn't change my mind about all my friends who were flattened by rolling giant pizzas. Well, thank you for calling in tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure talking to you, Artemis.
Yes.
And I will do what I can to get some Nivea.
Cool. Thank you so much.
4B.
All right.
Thank
you.
All
right. Stay strong.
Yeah, you too. I'm not strong, by the way. I'm very weak. Another caller on the line.
Yeah, hey, Pat.
It's me, Pap. What's on your mind?
I love listening to your show. It really gives me something to do in these dark old times we're living in these days.
I have to ask, caller, before you move on.
Yeah.
Are you speaking about dark times in a sort of a metaphorical sense, or do you mean like literally you're in one of those places where it has gone dark?
It's metaphorical and literal. I live in a cave. It's one of the only safe spaces out here in the wastelands. I tried to walk to a city one time, and I kept getting carjacked by these ghoulies, is what we call them out here. They kept stealing my car, and then I ran out of cars. So I guess that was kind of my question, Pap. Y'all know where I can find a good car, like a used car lot, or I'll take an Impala or like a Nissan Sentra. It doesn't have to be anything flashy. It's just gotta be something I can put my gasoline in and just duct tape the door shut from the ghoulies.
You're looking for, and how many people need to ride in this thing?
Oh, just me. I already ate everybody else.
Did you kill them and didn't eat them, or were they already dead?
A lady never tells.
Are you a murderer?
Yes.
All right. Well, I just need to know. I'm taking a little informal survey of all my listeners.
I'm not saying I murdered all the people I ate. I'm just saying I have murdered.
No, I understand that. I'm putting you down in the column of, yes, another murderer has called into the show.
Can I ask y'all a question before you answer my first question?
Shoot.
You got a column that's yes, murderer.
Yes.
What's the other column?
Other column is sort of a not applicable sort of column. It's everything else.
Has anybody y'all ever talked to these days fit into the not applicable column, or is everybody a murderer like me?
I've got one person in the no murderer column, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was so curious about how they had maintained their moral fiber in this land.
Me
When I
too.
went to their house. Their smugness, I couldn't stand it. I murdered them.
Took yourself right out of that column, didn't you?
To your point that you were making earlier, they were delicious. Now, as far as getting you a car,
Yeah.
you're better off looking for,
Okay, I'm writing this down.
it is the back half of a car.
Okay, back half.
That is sort of like a chariot almost, because it's 2 wheels and it's like 2 seats.
I see,
And,
I
and
see.
it's a little storage area.
Okay.
And it is drawn by these war ostriches, and these are fast.
Oh.
So I think you might find it to be a good conveyance, a good way to get around out there in the wasteland. In the more populated areas, in the more civilized areas, say like a Sector 4.
Uh-huh.
Sector 4A, of course.
Well, yeah, of course.
You'd have to park this thing just inside the city wall,
Mm-hmm.
and they would not let you get back on it until you were leaving their town.
Okay, that sounds great. Honestly, that's pretty reasonable for me as far as, the parking goes. I ain't leaving the city if I ever get inside those walls because this cave I tell you, it's a nightmare. I wake up screaming every 20 minutes. I nap a lot.
Can I say something? If you wake up screaming, you're lucky because it means you're getting some sleep.
Ain't that truth? Ain't that the truth, Pap? All right, you've been a great help. God bless. And by God, I do mean, the thing in the sky.
There is no God. Right. All right, I've got another caller out there. Come on out of there. Come on out of that phone. Come on out, caller number 4.
All right. My name is Lord Razorcunt.
I've heard about you. You're one of those warlords.
Yeah, I am. I want to let the people of Bridgeton know that I'm coming for them next.
Now, you coming to them would basically mean you would bring your massive fleet of vehicles to their bridge town.
That's right. All 10 of them.
If you crossed that bridge, you would basically destroy Bridgeton.
I'll do more than destroy Bridgeton.
Oh, my dear, what would you do?
Sonny Jim.
How'd you know my real name?
Because I know things, Mr. Radio Man. I know where your station is. Because after I go to Bridgeton, I'm going for your station.
If you know my station, you know that I just have to press one button on my desk and we go into complete lockdown, that not even I can release myself
But
from.
I also know that you can't get out either.
Right.
So I'll set the whole hill on fire. I rhyme, that's my thing.
And I can also see that your thing is wearing feathers that are glued to a football helmet. And looks like maybe you have like a leather jacket with long spikes glued to it or something. I don't know. How long did it take you to make that little outfit?
About 23 hours, non-consecutively.
And did you have a hard time finding an ensemble that was different from other warlords in the area?
Honestly, the hard part was finding the feathers. Not a lot of birds around.
Please tell me you did not get the feathers from my friends, war ostriches.
No, mostly abandoned museums.
All right, good.
Lot of feathers in those museums.
I didn't know that. Did they have like an exhibit? A feather exhibit or something?
Well, they are now. They're all part of my feathery cloak. Because I am Lord Feathercloak.
You know, just a moment ago, you were Lord Razorcunt. When you first jumped on the phone,
I
I
was.
asked you to come out, and you came out.
Feathercoat's my
I
surname.
thought it was Feather Cloak.
Yeah, that's what I said.
My goodness.
I'm not very well educated, Mr. Radio Man.
I've got to say, your story, it's not completely checking out. If you are a warlord,
Lord Razorcunt Feathercloak.
now you're committing to that.
That's me.
I have a question.
Yeah?
If you're a warlord, what's the first tenet of warlording, according to the Warlord's Code?
First tenet of warlords is, to, lord of a war. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Click.
Now, ladies and gentlemen out there listening, I'm afraid that what we just had was one of those cosplayers that have been calling in. Now, there's a tribe of cosplayers just outside the limits of the city, and we have run them off many times, but they do come back. They pop up everywhere, and it's sometimes hard to tell them from the genuine article of what they're playing. So you can tell these callers tonight are bringing it. I hope the next wave is the same. After this break, we'll get back to it. Right now, a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Tim, you want another beer?
Ah, yes. I mean, I would drink a beer, but aren't you tired of all the beers we've tried?
I don't know. What's there to get tired about? Beer's beer, right?
I mean, it's so liquid and heavy, and it comes in a can, and I open it up, and I just feel all that.
Wait.
that beer.
Are you like telling me that you want some sort of like a light beer?
I mean, I don't want you to shame me for a little bit of self-care here, but yeah, something that doesn't make me feel so heavy, something that might be less unhealthy. I'm 87 years old.
Well, all I have here is regular old American beer, heavy on the gut and as warm as a baby's bottle.
Well, when you put it that way, I guess I have to drink that old-fashioned heavy liquid beer.
Do you want beer without substance?
Whoa.
Do you want beer that gets the job done
Yeah.
without any adverse effects?
I mean, that's a
great.
dream, right?
Yeah.
Well, introducing Xenon Light Beer.
Whoa.
Beer made of light.
What?
What?
How?
It's made from lasers.
Oh,
How?
he said lasers.
Yeah. Tim?
So-
I heard him.
What more do you need?
If you don't understand lasers, then you're not smart enough to drink Xenon Light Beer.
That part's true.
I thought I had a beer drinking buddy, but I mean, are you not smart enough to drink Xenon light beer?
No, I mean, I 100%, I dropped out of school in like the 7th grade, and I work at the steel mill currently.
Zap it into your mouth.
I'm gonna open up a can of Xenon.
Oh!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You feel it instantly.
Oh! Oh god!
Xenon Light Beer. It'll see you to the end.
All right, folks, it's Pap Dresch back on Rap Sesh with Pap Dresch after the break. You all heard about the wild boar attacks in the city square. We won't be talking about it on tonight's show, but I promise we will cover it soon. Anyway, time to take another call. Caller, you're on the line. Rap Sesh with Pap Dresch.
Hello, am I on the air?
Yes, you're on the air.
Do you have any advice for getting a barrel fire started?
Getting a barrel fire started is usually very easy around here. There is a laser storm currently, where if you just go outside and move around too quickly, the friction particles or whatever it is in the air, frankly, I don't understand it, but it will draw the laser fire down to you. Now, if you were to say, bring out a barrel that you want to catch on fire and wave your hands above it and then get out of the way fast, there's a good chance there's a laser beam coming out of the sky that's going to set that barrel on fire.
Okay, it's hot out, but I'm cold. Bye.
Did something happen? Hold on, caller. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sounds like an injury. Anyway, I think we've got another caller on the line. Caller, you're talking to Pap Dresch on Rap Sesh with Pap Dresch. What's on your mind?
Hey, I'm sure this is a question you've gotten before. Basically, my colony was overtaken by a mysterious plague that killed almost everyone like in 5 days. So obviously we harvested and salted all of the meat in our secure underground bunker. But now Timmy, the child warlord who took over the apartment complex next door, is basically trying to push us to accept his protection in exchange for half of our meat stores, which seems like an okay bargain to me since we currently only have 1 gun and 6 bullets. But one of the other 3 surviving colonists in our compound, David Chase, did a production of The Sopranos in their former traveling show caravan, and they said that kind of thing didn't really work out too well. I'm not much of a negotiator because I'm an INTJ, like our Lord and Savior Elon Musk, in his name we trust. Should I broker the deal with the warlord or hoard our human meat resources for the 3 of us still alive in the compound?
Now, if you were to broker this deal, is there any way you can package anything for yourself in there, or are you doing this totally for the good of the colony?
Well, there's only 3 of us left in the colony, so, like, in my mind, I want to do what's good for the colony, but I would... Like, I'm mostly out for me. Like, I know that I have to look out for me.
Well, here's a question. Could you broker this deal, and then while they're getting the paperwork together or whatever, you say there's a child warlord at the center of this.
Timmy.
How large is the child? Could you just, like, pick Timmy up and throw him somewhere or something like that?
I don't have enough protein in my diet, even with all the human meat. So I don't know that I could take Timmy because he's been living pretty large and he has some bodyguards around him that are armed. I think if it were just him and me, I could take him, but I don't think he can write. So I don't think the paperwork will take very long to like distract the rest of them.
All right. So is there any chance of maybe if you can't attack Timmy, is there a chance of just running away?
Yeah. I mean, there is a big open sort of old freeway that passes beneath our colony that I could probably run on, but it's also where the army took their last stand. So there's a lot of like vehicles blocking the way. So I think I could make a run for the freeway, but they would probably gun me down because like on the overpass, you know, Timmy has like these really big like machine gun things they raided from those army vehicles.
I don't want to presume anything about your lifestyle, but when you describe your colony and the conditions you're going through there, is it possible that if you were to run and then be torn to shreds by a machine gun, just that experience might be the most enjoyable thing you've had happen for quite some some time, and that you might say, it was all worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I do tend to like try more and more extreme things just to make myself feel like life is worth living in like this horrible landscape where there's no future and the past doesn't matter. But I think that when I really weigh it, I'm really more like into sort of like that autoerotic asphyxiation as opposed to like the machine gun style of feeling like any kind of feelings again. You know what I mean?
So maybe death isn't the answer. That's honestly the first time that I've thought that for a long time. So I'm beginning to think that you could actually work something out where Timmy protects the colony, you live another day, and I don't know, are the other people in the colony, are they the people that could help you out with this autoerotic asphyxiation thing that you'd like to see?
Yeah, I mean, one of them in particular has helped me out with that in the past. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to both of them doing it, but yeah, they're into it. They're totally into it.
So I would advise, make a deal with Timmy, the warlord, have the protection, do whatever that requires of you, just so you can wake up another morning and set up this fun time activity with your friend here in the colony. And then once you've had that and you feel like, well, I got my jollies off, maybe it's time to break out and take a run for it and, say goodbye.
Oh my God, I appreciate that so much. In Musk we trust.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks for calling in. All right, caller, you're on the line. What's on your mind tonight?
I'm just feeling really bad about the people that I just, raid, and there's no one else I can talk to. So, I listen to your station almost, every night, but I just really need to open up about this,
Now you, sir, you sound like you might actually be a real warlord, because when you talk to a real warlord, they have that. There's a sadness to a warlord. The things they have to do to maintain their power is, it wears a person down.
You don't know the half of it, my friend.
Well, can I ask for your warlord name?
My real name or my warlord name?
I would love to know both. I'd love to get to know you both ways, my friend.
Well, I feel like I can trust you. My real name is Brent Myers, but I go by Massacre Jim.
Very nice, very nice. I've actually heard of your work, Massacre Jim, and yes, you do have a lot to feel guilty about. What is it that maybe stands out as the worst thing that you've done?
Well, this year so far, it was just chopping off every enslaved person's thumbs and sent them to the mines. That made me feel, kind of sad that
you had just sent all of your mine workers down there without thumbs.
Yes.
Because probably the work they're doing is not very good. You really got ahead of yourself on that one.
Is that what it is? Because I can't pinpoint what exactly is making me sad, but
if you're going to send people down there without thumbs, you might as well send a bunch of cats down there. They're just going to kind of scrape at the wall. They really can't do anything. They can't wield tools. You really should have thought this through.
Well, it's not like I don't give them tools. They can wrap their fingers around like the handles. I'm not a complete monster.
Without the grasping power of a thumb, their hold on those tools is feeble and ineffective.
2 hands, and they shouldn't have, been living where I was conquering. So whose fault is that, really?
You do make a good point. A question I ask myself all the time, which is why bother living? So
I ask myself that every day too.
Here's a question you might not get asked a lot as a warlord, and here's the thing that I want you to think about this one. I want you to take this one and put it in your pocket and carry it with you for those dark times. What's the thing you're proudest of as a warlord?
I would say throwing my son's 5th birthday party was probably the proudest thing that I ever did. He was able to massacre his first 5 people, becoming a real man out in the Badlands. Like, it was just so much blood ran through that day, and to see my son basking in it was just one of the greatest things I've ever experienced.
How old is your son today?
He's actually dead. He was getting a little too popular, and I can't, have insubordination or any sort of rivalry. So
a few days after that 5th birthday party,
I let him almost get to a 6th.
Yeah, we
were planning the party. He went out thinking good thoughts. That's the best I could give him, and that's the best that most people can hope for. So I feel I did him a real solid.
You're right. It would be a great time to die. Most of us live well beyond any sense of joy is evaporated from our bodies these days, and then when we die, it's sort of a sweet release. Thank you for calling in tonight.
All right, have a good one.
These warlords out there, that's something interesting. He brings up something very important, Massacre Jim does. Warlords have feelings too, and I think that you should think about that, even if it's hard to think about it when they're coming through and like hitting your mother in the face with a ball and chain. All right, caller number something, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, whatever it is, you're on the line. Oh my God. This is me, Pap Dresch, on Rap Sesh with Pap Dresch.
Young listener, first call. Pap.
Are you a mutant?
What gave away?
Well, you've got that accent that a lot of mutants seem to have.
Racist.
Not sure if that tracks, but anyway. Mysterious mutant, do you have a name?
Bengal.
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 Like the tiger?
Yes.
Are you part tiger and part man?
A lady never tells.
So you're a lady.
Bengal.
All right. Well, I think you sound delightful. What brings you on the show tonight? What do you have on your mind?
Well, Pap, me go into old factory, and Bengal here, mew. Bengal look inside fridge, and Bengal find cat.
You looked in a fridge and you found a cat.
Bengal find cat.
Was the cat okay?
Yes, Bengal have cat now.
Do you want to keep the cat as a friend, or are you planning on doing something really mean like eating the cat?
What name cat?
You want me to help you name your cat? So you are keeping it as a pet?
What name cat? Him. Good.
I like this. There's some hope out there in the world. Folks, do you get this? There is a mutant who can barely get his name out.
Bengal.
And he even within this creature resides the compassion and the sense of companionship that would cause him to befriend a cat. All right, I'm just going to suggest a name. Can you, I don't know if you have a way with your device that you're communicating with me with. Can you send me a picture somehow of the cat? So that would help me come up with a name.
One moment. Click.
The fax machine is the only thing that still works around here.
Look, cat. Pap, look, cat. Look, cat.
Oh, goodness.
Pap, him cute.
Well, I've got one word of advice for you. You want to put it down and run. That's not a cat.
But him have milk chin.
Yes, but he's a baby gargoyle. If one of those gets a hold of you, he'll steal your soul. Do you have a soul?
Pap not want to leave him.
All right, well, I'm not going to leave him because I'm not you.
What
I'm Pap.
name, cat? Pap.
Mm.
Give Bengal name for cat, Pap.
Okay. You know what? Why don't you call him George?
George. Bengal like George. Bengal like George. Bengal love George. George good cat. Good cat, George.
I would advise you
Good
to
cat, George.
be careful around George, because I'm telling you, George is not a cat. He's a baby gargoyle. They only take about 2 weeks to reach their full size, and once you have a full-size gargoyle, you're not going to be able to keep that thing in your house.
Bengal have George 6 week.
Oh, my God.
George make new cats.
Now I'm very confused about what's going on there, because that did not look like a cat. Hold it up again and send me another fax of its face.
Click. George make new cat in factory.
Okay, it's possible that
Pap,
you could have mentioned
cat?
that.
Pap want cat?
You created this cat.
Pap want cat.
No.
Bengal send cat to Pap.
Pap doesn't want this cat. This cat is some kind of monstrosity that you created in a factory. You just told me.
Here come cat, Pap.
Oh, no. I don't need this cat.
Bengal, hang up now.
All right, this is not a cat. I don't want it. Folks, I'll post it on the website if anyone can still get online to see it. This is not an image of a cat. This is some kind of monstrosity, something he created, apparently. All right, everybody, I have to go down to the basement and put more coal in the oven that runs the studio. So, back with you in a few. Here's a commercial.
World got you down. Does it just seem like everything is happening at once? Does it just seem like it's too much? And you think to yourself, how can any person get through the day? Well, try out Nothingness. Have you ever stood by a ledge and felt an insatiable urge to jump? Nothingness.
Do you ever stare into a mirror and nothing stares back? Nothingness.
Have you ever arrived home to an empty house, dropped your bags, looked around and said, nothingness?
Have you ever been in the middle of your commute home and don't remember the last several miles you've driven? Nothingness.
What about that time you took a long, hot shower and you thought you saw the face of God, but then you remembered it's just been 20 minutes in the shower? Nothingness.
Hey, we were thinking about having some people over to watch the game. Do you want to come over? Oh, no, actually, I'm going to be a little too busy with nothing.
Have you ever sat and listened to your own thoughts and just wish instead you had nothingness?
Nothing.
Then try our new product, Nothingness.
Nothingness makes me want to stand on a boulder on the edge of a great cliff, looking out at the sky, and raise my arms out to my sides in a T-pose, and say to myself, nothing matters.
That's because nothing does matter. When you embrace true nothingness, that's all there is, ironically.
Listen to these great testimonials for Nothingness.
Y'all, I tried Nothingness the other day. And I gotta tell you, ever since I did, nothing seems to matter. But I'm okay with it.
Before I tried Nothingness, I spent absolutely 0% of my time staring into the void. Now it's all I do.
I used to go to work every day and think that anything I did actually mattered. Now, I'm just going through the motions. Just a meat sack with some sort of soul passenger along for the ride and realizing that all that really matters is nothingness. Nothingness.
Nothingness.
I'm just a small child, but ever since I tried Nothingness, I can't sleep, and I get so much done at night.
I used to be a high-powered city lady lawyer, and I had all the best clients, the biggest penthouse, Lily Pulitzer shoes and purses, and a mile-long line of male suitors. But then I tried Nothingness. Now I'm a drifter with a bad drug habit. I go from motel to motel, doing God knows what, and I love it. Do you know why? Because nothing matters. I currently live under Las Vegas. Under it. But hey, who cares? Nothing's out there, right? Nothing's waiting for us. Fuck it.
Do you ever see a neighbor at a cookout grilling hot dogs and there's just a vacant look in your neighbor's eye? And you think to yourself, where are they? What are they thinking of? Who hurt them? And then all of a sudden they snap back to reality? Have you ever chased that feeling? Do you want to feel that feeling yourself? Then try nothingness.
Nothingness.
Nothing.
There are many cleaning products you can buy at the store, but only Nothingness will absolutely gut a person and drain all the fluid from their body. Virtually, metaphorically. But it does that, and I'm here to tell you that without Nothingness, I would not be the withered husk that stands before you today.
I sell mash liquor out of my pickup truck in the hills outside western Pennsylvania.
Powers Booth?
I live in a cabin all by myself. My wife and my daughter have long been dead. My son doesn't talk to me anymore. Sometimes I walk outside and I stare at the moonlight. My whole life is basically a David Lynch subplot. And then I found Nothingness, and everything made sense.
Nothingness may cause.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
No, doesn't cause anything.
You won't feel anything.
No. Nothing. You thought we were going to make a whole list? No, we didn't. There's nothing.
Nothingness found wherever life is when you pay enough attention.
All right, folks, I am running low on oxygen here in the studio, so we won't have much more time together tonight, but time for a few more calls.
All right, yeah, hi, my name is Rick Steves.
Hello, Rick. What's on your mind?
I woke up in a basement like 20 minutes ago, and I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit worried. This is not the world I fell asleep in. A little bit freaking scary.
Now, does this look like a normal, like a basement you'd find in a family home, like with the family room sort of vibe, or does this have sort of a creepy, like torture basement sort of air to it?
I don't know how I got here. I woke up. I was very cold. I went outside, and it was like a house, but like not really a house. Like half the roof was gone, and everything was covered in soot for some reason. Like a volcano went off, and so like I go outside, and it's just like there's ash raining from the sky, and it just doesn't look great here.
Could you do me a favor, friend?
Yeah, sure.
Are there any reflective surfaces in the near vicinity?
I think there's like half a bathroom. Let me see if the cord reaches from the radio to there.
All right, go on in there and take a gander in that mirror, if there is one.
All right, I'm not having a great time here.
It does sound like a bad day.
You're the first human voice I've heard in 12 hours.
There's some people who question whether I'm human, but and I don't know myself, because once we all got infected with that virus, it's questionable whether anything that was us before remains. It's a philosophical discussion.
With the what now?
Yeah, the virus from space.
All right, I'm looking at the mirror, but I don't think the mirror is working, because that's not how I look.
All right, you're not alive anymore.
I'm not what now?
I want you to tell me whether you are right now feeling a hunger for blood or just a thirst for life in general.
I'm mostly feeling upset, sir.
That's natural.
I'm green, and apparently I'm missing one eye. No, I'm not missing the eye. It's dangling down past my head for some reason. I was wondering why I kept looking at my feet.
All right, so your eye has popped out. You are in the mirror, though. It's not that you can't see yourself.
Yeah, no.
It's that you didn't recognize yourself.
I think it's me.
Oh, no. Wave the hand around and see if it does the same thing as you.
Oh, gosh. There's no hand. There's no hand. It's just like,
Now, that's a change, right?
You know, like where, like the end of a dog treat, it looks like that just sticking out of my wrist.
Oh, wow. So like a cartoon bone.
Oh, this ain't good, is it?
I would say it's not great.
I'm not liking how this is going.
All right, I want you to settle down. I want you to take a deep breath. Can you take a breath?
Oh, shit, I'm not breathing.
See, that's a thing. That's a thing. That's a definite change, right?
Yeah.
Bodies go through changes. I'm here to tell you, friend, that I sprouted a finger out of my butthole this morning, and I just had to sort of accept it. And it turns out kind of fun. But I could also tell you something else. Are you where you could get maybe some water? Or, any kind of snacks. I think maybe right now your blood sugar might be low.
I don't know. Everything around me looks incredibly dry.
Is there maybe dried fruit or potato chips? Those are dry, but there's still nourishment.
I don't know. There's usually some potato chips everywhere. Here's a can of them. Okay, so what do I do with this, sir?
You just open that can of potato chips.
All right, hold on. I have to set down the receiver because I only got the one hand, apparently.
All right.
Now.
Okay, yeah, you do have one hand. Now, is it a pull top, or are you going to need a can opener? Is it one of those kinds of potato chip containers?
It looks like a pull top. Hold on, I gotta set the receiver down.
All right.
All right. Cradling it, my one handless arm. But okay, here we go. Pull top.
This is good radio,
there
folks.
We go.
This is good
radio.
radio.
Shit! There goes a fingernail.
See, there you go.
That's not good.
I was afraid of this. I think you should stop now. You're just going to tear yourself to pieces trying to do almost anything right now.
Pointer finger.
No.
Shit! There went the pointer finger.
Please save one of your fingers.
Here we go.
I can't in good conscience. I'm just going to hang up on this guy because I can't sit here while he tears himself apart.
There went the middle finger.
All right, goodbye, caller.
Ring finger.
That was a sad one. All right, we got time for a couple more calls tonight. All right, caller, you're on the line. What's on your mind?
Hi. I've been feeling less and less attractive lately, and I'm hoping you have some tips to get me back to the top of my game. For some background, I am the only woman in a group of 67 men, and my main job is to do my part helping all of them repopulate the planet. When they first found me unconscious under the pile of bodies, it was great. Everyone wanted me. I'd never felt so beautiful, but it's embarrassing to admit. But fast forward 6 months, and I can just tell in the eyes of the 10 or 11 men who come each night to visit my nest of dirty Xenon blankets in the back of this wagon that they're just going through the motions. They used to make me feel special, and the magic is just not there anymore. I know I'm tired, and they're tired, and we're all covered in a lot of filth, and in my case, like an incredible amount of semen from other men, but I never thought this would happen to me. So I hope you can help me. How can I put the spark back into my relationship?
I'm going to suggest something, just 2 words. Scented candles.
Do they have those anymore?
I could probably send a couple out to you if you could give me your coordinates. But I want to tell you that your situation, it does sound very grim. In fact, it might be one of the most grim situations I've ever heard of. But I think if you just had sort of a cinnamon kind of smell in there, maybe, or like a nutmeg, I don't know, that might just help the whole mood.
I'm just concerned about all of the hay and the blankets. Like, is it really safe? Like, we don't have a home base. We are traveling all the time. So a lot of times these, I'm trying to create this romantic atmosphere. Like, I gather leaves and I put them around the wagon, but everything is flammable. And I get concerned about the candles and whether or not that's really viable for me.
Well, I want to tell you, it does sound beautiful what you're doing, but putting piles of leaves outside the wagon where you lay atop these semen-encrusted blankets and hay, waiting for these men. But I want to tell you, it's not your responsibility to make sure that this is always a nice thing. I think one of those 67 men, in fact, I would say 67 of them should be doing this, but has one of them asked you what they could do to help make this situation more amenable to all?
Oh my God, I've never even thought about it that way. That you are changing my life right now, because in my mind, maybe this is just because I'm a woman, but I think it's my responsibility to make that emotional connection and remember all 67, one of their names and the positions they like. And I just realized nobody's ever bringing that to me. Not one of those 67 assholes have ever even thought about me. And I'm over here making these twine and leaf and flower beautiful things around the wagon. I guess I just didn't think I was worth it.
Well, I think not only are you worth it, it sounds to me like you're already doing a great job. It really is on them. The question I have is, are these reasonable men, or are these sort of I hate to use this word, but are they sort of a barbaric type of men? I know that there's a lot of those out there in the dystopia that we live in these days.
Yeah, well, we ride under Massacre Jim, who I'm sure you've heard of before. So, I wouldn't say that they're exactly, the men of your dreams. But, we are all doing our part. And so I guess I have to learn how to ask and not just assume that they know. And, most of the time when we're communicating, it's just like grunts and moans. And so I don't really think about putting it into words,
Would it help you if we did a role play?
Yeah, if you don't mind, that would be amazing.
All right, let's do a little scene now. Give me the name of one of these guys.
Let's go with Thomas. He's my favorite.
All right. And your name?
Janet,
all right. Hello, Janet. It's me, Thomas. I'm back from raping and pillaging and running across the land, and I'd like to get involved in some lovemaking with you.
So I think it's worth noting from the beginning that he doesn't really say anything when he comes in. He just sort of bursts in and flips me over and then has his way with me. So I think maybe starting, sort of crashing in, and then I need to sort of say something, or else it's just upsy daisy, flip him over, and let's go.
Right, I can see that. So you're saying it escalates quickly usually when Thomas shows up. So is it a situation where maybe you could see him coming? You be Thomas and I'll be you.
Okay. So the whole interaction probably is like 15 seconds maximum.
Right.
Okay.
I see you coming up. I'm in the back of my wagon. Thomas, stop! Stop where you are.
Shut up, bitch!
Before you come in here and flip me over and have your way with me.
I'm inside you already!
Well,
I'm finished!
That was a miserable experience.
Goodbye!
I can't believe this happened. Again.
See, he's gone already.
Thomas. Well, I can see your problem. This is something that's just been on my mind a lot lately, and maybe it's been my go-to. I don't know, but have you thought about running away?
I only have one leg.
Oh, Jesus.
So running is tough for me, but
All right. Is there a situation where you're on the move constantly? This is a nomadic people that you live with, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Wait until you are on a road, and then just pick your moment to roll down the hill. And before they notice you're gone, they'll be miles down the road.
So going for the roll. Okay. I think the other thing that, if I roll out and somebody else finds me, like that might give me a chance to sort of like sometimes you can't sort of bring things in when they're just used to things going a certain way. So if a new group of anywhere from 60 to 80 men picks me up, then I'll be able to establish from the beginning, like my expectations and my needs with the whole caravan.
I would suggest if you see a group of men coming towards you after you manage to escape from this group of men, I would just roll away. I would just keep rolling.
Okay.
Use your remaining leg to push yourself back up over, and then you just keep rolling. Get out of there, because I think maybe you'd do better with a group of women, or a mixed group at least. God's sake.
Yeah, we could do like Tina Turner roll in, like musical numbers like that. That would be fun with women, I feel like. I also think I'm a lesbian. So.
I think, honestly, anyone would be after what you've gone through. I think if you were to roll up already singing that Tina Turner song, that would do a lot to ingratiate you to any new group of women that you would encounter in the wild.
I love that.
Especially if you were rolling down a ravine or something like that.
Yeah, and I could be like, not just holes, now I roll. That would feel really good. That would feel really, really good.
I think that's a charming and hopeful statement.
Okay, I see somebody coming. Oh, it's Tom. I gotta go. Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Bye.
All right, I think we've got time for one final call. Caller, you're on with Pap Dresch on Rap Sesh.
Pap Dresch, this is Garbulax.
Oh no.
I'm stationed at Alpha Zeta Outpost in the mothership, part of the scientific unit that created the virus and enslaved humanity across the globe.
Yes.
Anyway, I have a question for you.
All right, tell me, shoot. Although, please, when I say shoot, don't shoot any more darts from the sky, which will infect us with a new virus. I guess that was a bit glib, but please.
How do you get cranberry sauce out of a shirt? I've tried everything.
Now, I have a question. Do you mean like there's a lot of cranberry sauce that's like inside a shirt and you're trying to get to the sauce so that you can eat it? Or are you saying like you got a cranberry sauce stain on your shirt?
I got a cranberry sauce stain on my shirt.
All right.
It's a nice shirt, Hawaiian print. I like it. My coworkers don't.
Okay, so what was the occasion when you were eating the cranberry sauce so that you got it on your shirt?
Thanksgiving.
All right. Were you alone or were you with your family?
I was with my family and the in-laws.
Was it a good day?
It had its ups and downs, Pap.
Why are you trying to eradicate the memory of that day that now exists for you on your shirt?
I just want to wear the shirt again to work.
But don't you think when you wear the shirt and people see that it has a stain on it, they might say, hey, you have a stain on your shirt. And you can say, this is from the Thanksgiving where I sat down with my family and it was a great day. And then on. And you see what I'm saying. It's a positive memory. And yet you're trying to eradicate it from your life. I'm just wondering why that is. Grubby-Lex.
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose it's a pretty good point.
I'm totally kidding.
Very
totally
well.
kidding. Club
I
soda.
will not
Club soda.
eradicate
No, I
the
was kidding. Club
population
soda. That was
today.
just a joke. Oh, I lost him. All right, folks. I think that wraps it up for us tonight on the Pap Dresch Show. Please don't ever call again. Good night.
It's me, Sketch. Wait. There. I think I finally turned it off. Oh my god, you guys. I think my brand new experimental comedy algorithm tore open a hole in the space-time continuum instead of making hilarious sketches to listen to. Oh well. That was weird. At least you didn't see what I saw. Well, sorry about that. I guess we won't have an episode this time. I'll be back next episode with lots of great new sketches, probably. They might be some old ones I have lying around. Apologies in advance. I gotta go and get to work. In the meantime, never forget, I love you.
The Sketchy Show is a Cactus Radio production. You can contact us at podcast@cactusrodeo.com. Subscribe and follow on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify, and follow Cactus Rodeo on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more entertainment and updates.